in this place. I worship you, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa. Whoa. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Sing it loud now. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you
Hey, OC kids, welcome back. We are in the middle of our...
Daddy!
What's wrong, Anna?
Aiden took my iPad.
Aiden, why'd you take her iPad?
I didn't know.
Did you ask her?
I did.
What'd she say?
I didn't say anything because I didn't hear him. I had my AirPods in.
Well, Aiden, it sounds like you asked, but Anna didn't hear you. What do you think you should have done?
I should have waited.
Waited until she told you that it was okay, yeah? What do you think you should have done, Anna?
I don't know, Daddy.
Well, actually, this would have been a great opportunity for you to show Aiden some mercy. Do you know what mercy is?
No, sir. No, sir.
Mercy is when you don't give somebody something they deserve, like especially when it's punishment. When you give somebody something they don't deserve, that's called mercy. So let's actually take a look at this story today about mercy.
The Miracle of Mercy. David and Saul. This is David.
Hey.
David was a shepherd who lived in Israel. David was chosen by God to be the next king of Israel when he was just a boy. But David had to wait a very long time until that promise would come true because there was another king of Israel named Saul. Saul was strong and tall and looked like everything a king should be. But Saul did not follow God like he was supposed to, and for that reason, God chose to take the kingdom from Saul's family and give it to David's. David became a great warrior. and everyone in the kingdom loved David. This made Saul jealous, and Saul hated David because he thought he would try to kill him and take the throne from his family. So Saul wanted to kill David.
Whoa!
Saul hunted David, but he couldn't catch him. One day, Saul heard that David was in the wilderness of En-Gedi. So Saul gathered 3,000 of his skilled fighters and went to find and kill David. During Saul's search for David, he went in a cave to relieve himself. Well, this very cave was the one where David and his men were hiding. And when David's men saw that Saul was unaware that David was there and unable to defend himself, they said, "Now's your chance, David. This is God telling you that he will give you your enemy to do with as you wish." So David crept forward and cut off a piece of Saul's robe. But then David began to think that it was not right for him to take Saul's life. For no matter how much hardship and difficulty Saul had caused him, it was still not right for him to hurt the one who God had placed over Israel. So David told his men to back off, and he did not let them kill King Saul. They waited until after Saul had left the cave. And then David ran out of the cave and shouted after Saul, "My king! Why do you listen to people who say I am trying to harm you? Look, I cut it off, but I didn't kill you. This proves that I am not trying to harm you and that I have not sinned against you, even though you've been hunting me." David went on to promise that he would never harm Saul. David said that God would be the one to protect David and to rescue him from Saul's power. Saul said, "Is that really you, David?" And he began to cry. Saul said, "You are a better man than I. You have been amazingly kind to me today, for when God put me in a place where you could have killed me, you didn't do it. Who else would have done this? And now I realize that you are surely going to be king, and the kingdom of Israel will flourish under your rule. But promise me that when that happens, you will not kill my family." So David promised that he would not hurt Saul's family, and they left each other in peace. Now Saul continued to cause difficulty in David's life. But David kept his promise, and in time, David did become king of Israel. David was dearly loved by God, and Israel did flourish under his rule because David did everything that God wanted him to do, and he was a man after God's own heart.
Hey.
Welcome to Grow TV. Introducing your host, Carl.
And your co-host, Cassie. Where we learn, where we grow, and we talk about Jesus. Once again, welcome to Grow TV.
What's up, you little chicken nuggets? It's me, Carl. Okay, so today I want to tell you about David and King Saul. And to help tell a story, I'm going to use these two toys. This is actually just a rock, but who cares? You see, David was a cool man, and he was very popular because he did a lot of cool things. King Saul here was kind of a meanie sometimes. And King Saul wanted to hurt David. So one day, when David was walking home from school, King Saul tricked David in front of all his friends and hurt all his feelings. Then David went over and tripped him and started to pinch him and hit him over and over and over and over and over and over. What's up, Cass? I was just telling a story.
Yeah? What story was that?
The story where David beats up King Saul for being a meanie.
That's strange. I don't remember that story.
You probably forgot it.
Maybe. Or maybe it doesn't exist?
You don't exist.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you do exist. I just had a bad day.
Really? What happened?
Well, I was walking home from school and this big old bully tripped me.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It was. Everyone saw it and then they laughed at me.
I doubt everyone laughed.
No, it was everyone. Even my mom was trying to hold back a smile.
Ouch. Well, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling angry. I just want to trip him back and make him feel upset like I feel upset.
I understand that, but do you think it's the right thing to do?
I don't know, but I think it would make me feel better. See? Ah.
Easy, easy. I think at first it might feel good, but ultimately, it's not what we're called to do as followers of God.
But he hurt me first, and I will have my vengeance.
All right, calm down.
You're right. I don't want to hurt him. But sometimes it feels good knowing that people will feel the same pain that they make other people feel.
I get it, but I do think you could learn a lot from the story you're trying to tell.
About David and King Saul?
Yep, believe it or not, King Saul was not very fond of David. He was getting jealous of all the attention that David was getting.
Oh no. So what did Saul do?
He sent out armies to go get David.
Really? That seems a bit of an overreaction.
It was. Sadly, Saul kind of forgot about obeying God at this point. So anyway, one day Saul went into a cave to take a break. The same cave that David was in. Saul had no idea. And now was the perfect chance for David to get back at Saul. But instead, he went up behind Saul and cut off a piece of his robe.
What? Why did he do that?
Well, it was to show Saul that David could have hurt him, but he wanted to show mercy.
Mercy? What does that even mean?
Mercy is a type of forgiveness you show someone, even though you have the right to hurt or punish them.
Wow. But just because David showed mercy doesn't mean I have to, right?
Well, the only reason we should show mercy is because God showed mercy to us.
Oh, so you sure I can't?
No,
Not even a little?
no,
I'm saying that even if he was real bad,
that's not what God wants.
so I have to give mercy.
Yep.
What if I gave it this way? Mercy!
What?
Mercy, 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 mercy!
Silly Carl, that's not how mercy works, and I think you know that.
I do. I just know that showing people mercy, it ain't gonna be easy.
It isn't, but if we ask God for help, we can show mercy to others.
Wait a minute. That's our big idea! Today's big idea is we can show mercy to others.
So let's say it out loud on the count of 3.
1,
2,
3. We can show mercy to others! Yes, we can. And that's a big idea.
Now, Carl, I'm really happy you decided to show mercy to the person who hurt you. I think God is going to be really proud of you.
Yep. I will now forever show mercy to anyone who crosses me. Except
Except what?
this bag of popcorn.
Carl, no!
No mercy! See you guys.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Grow TV.